My name is Sarah. I'm 30 years old. And my own mother tried to destroy me over money she never earned. For a year and a half, she told everyone I was a liar. She said I tricked my sick grandmother. She said I stole everything. But here's what Mom didn't know. Grandma Rose was 10 steps ahead of her. Always. And when we opened that locked attic door, when we found what Grandma had been hiding up there for 20 years, my mother's face went white. The lawsuit. Gone within 24 hours. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where this nightmare started. Before I keep going, do me a favor. If this story grabs you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see how this ends. And tell me in the comments, what's the craziest thing a family member ever did to you? I read every single one. Now here's how everything fell apart. 2 years ago I got a phone call at 4 in the morning. It was a nurse from the hospital. Your grandmother had a stroke. You need to come now. I grabbed my keys. Didn't even change out of my pajamas. Just ran. Grandma Rose was the only person who ever truly loved me. When I was 5 years old, my dad left. Just walked out the door and never came back. Mom blamed me for it. Said if I hadn't been born, Dad would have stayed. So Grandma Rose took me in. Fed me. Held me when I cried. Made me feel like I mattered. When I got to the hospital, Mom was already standing in the hallway. Her name is Jessica. She's 52. Always wears fancy clothes and acts like she's better than everyone. She saw me walk up. Didn't smile. Didn't hug me. Just looked at me like I was dirt. What are you doing here? She said. And blinked. Grandma Rose is my grandmother too. She doesn't need you stressing her out right now. I tried to walk past her toward Grandma's room. Mom stepped in front of me. The doctor said only close family can visit. My jaw dropped. I am close family. I lived with her for 15 years. Mom's eyes went cold. You lived there because nobody else wanted you. Those words cut deep. But I didn't back down. I waited until Mom went to get coffee. Then I snuck into Grandma's room. She was lying in the bed, all hooked up to machines. Beeping sounds everywhere. Her eyes were closed, but when I touched her hand, they opened. Sarah! Her voice was soft and weak. I'm here, Grandma. She squeezed my fingers. Even though she was sick, her grip was strong. Listen to me carefully, she whispered. Your mother is going to try something. Don't let her fool you. What do you mean? The attic. Everything you need is in the attic. The key is under the... The door slammed open. Mom stormed in with a nurse behind her. I told you she wasn't allowed in here. Mom shouted at the nurse. The nurse looked confused. Ma'am, this is her granddaughter. She's been bothering my mother for months, trying to get money out of her. My mouth fell open. That's a lie. Mom pointed at me. Get her out of here before I call security. I looked at Grandma Rose. She gave me a tiny nod. Like she was telling me, it's okay. Oh, I have a plan. So I left. But Mom's words stayed in my head. What did she mean I was trying to get money? I never asked Grandma for anything. 3 days later, Grandma Rose died peacefully in her sleep. I wasn't there when it happened. Mom made sure of that. But when I got the call, I cried harder than I'd ever cried in my life. The funeral was small. Just family. Mom cried loud. Made a big show of it. Tissues everywhere. Sobbing like her heart was broken. But I saw her checking her phone during the service. Smiling at a text message. What kind of person does that at their own mother's funeral? A week later, we all met at the lawyer's office for the reading of the will. The lawyer's name was Mr. Thompson. Old guy. Gray hair. Very serious. Everyone sat around a big wooden table. Me, Mom, my Aunt Linda, and a couple of cousins I barely knew. Mr. Thompson opened a folder and started reading. I, Rosemarie Carter, leave my house at 429 Maple Street, valued at $6.8 million, to my granddaughter Sarah Ann Carter. Silence. Then Mom's coffee cup crashed to the floor. What? She screamed. To my daughter Jessica Lynn Carter, I leave $1. Mom jumped to her feet. No, this is wrong. My mother was sick. She didn't know what she was doing. Mr. Thompson stayed calm. Mrs. Carter was tested by 3 different doctors. She was completely clear-minded. That's impossible. Mom's face turned red. Sarah manipulated her. She's been poisoning my mother against me for years. I sat there frozen. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Sarah is a snake, Mom continued. She tricked a sick old woman into giving her everything. Mr. Thompson shook his head. The will is legal and valid. Mom grabbed her purse. We'll see about that. I'm taking this to court. She pointed at me with a shaking finger. You haven't won anything yet. Then she stormed out. That's when the nightmare really started. Mom hired the meanest lawyer in town. A woman named Victoria Stone. She was known for destroying people in court. Within 2 weeks, I was served with papers. Mom was suing me, claiming Grandma Rose had dementia, claiming I forced her to change the will. It was all lies. But Mom didn't care about the truth. She cared about the money, and she was willing to ruin my life to get it. The lawsuit dragged on for months. Mom went on the news, did interviews, told reporters I was a con artist who preyed on elderly people. People started treating me differently. At the grocery store, strangers would stare. Some even called me names. Gold digger. Thief. You should be in jail. I lost my job at the flower shop. My boss said customers didn't feel comfortable with me there anymore. I couldn't pay my rent. Had to move into Grandma's house, the one Mom was trying to take away from me. Every night, I sat alone in that big empty house, wondering if Mom was going to win. But then I remembered what Grandma said. The attic. Everything you need is in the attic. For months, I'd been too scared to go up there. The attic was dusty and dark, full of old boxes and furniture. But one night, I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the creaky stairs. The attic smelled like old books and mothballs. Boxes were stacked everywhere. I started searching, looking for anything that might help me. Then I found it. A small wooden chest, locked with a padlock, and tucked under a loose floorboard nearby, a tiny silver key. My hands shook as I unlocked the chest. Inside was a DVD player, old-fashioned, the kind from the early 2000s, and next to it a stack of DVDs, each one labeled with a date. The first one said, September 2010, Jessica's first visit. Carried everything downstairs, plugged in the DVD player. My heart was pounding. Press play. The screen flickered. Then Grandma Rose appeared, sitting in her living room. She looked younger, healthier. This was from 14 years ago. If you're watching this, Sarah, Grandma said on the screen, then I'm gone. And Jessica is trying to take everything from you. I couldn't breathe. I want you to know the truth, Grandma continued. Your mother has been using me for money since the day your father left. The video cut to a different scene. Mom walking into Grandma's house. I need $5,000, Mother, Mom said on the video. Grandma Rose frowned. Jessica, this is the 3rd time this month. Are you going to help me or not? I watched video after video. Hundreds of them. Mom demanding money. Sometimes she was nice about it. Sometimes she screamed. In one video from 2015, Mom grabbed Grandma's purse and took cash right out of it while Grandma was in the bathroom. In another from 2018, Mom forged Grandma's signature on a check for $10,000. Grandma had been recording everything for over a decade. The last video was dated just 1 week before Grandma died. She sat in front of the camera, looking tired. Sarah, by now you've seen what your mother is really like. I'm leaving you this house because you're the only one who ever loved me for me, not for my money. Tears ran down my face. But there's one more video you need to see, Grandma said. It's labeled, For Jessica. Only show it to her when the time is right. I found that DVD at the bottom of the chest. I didn't watch it. Not yet. Instead, I called my lawyer, Mr. Thompson. I found something, I told him. Evidence. Lots of it. What kind of evidence? Videos. Proof that Mom has been stealing from Grandma for years. There was silence on the other end. Then Mr. Thompson said, "Bring them to my office. Tomorrow." The next day, Mr. Thompson watched every single video. His face got more and more serious. "This changes everything," he finally said. "Your mother committed financial elder abuse. This is a crime. What do? We take this to the judge. And we end this lawsuit once and for all." 2 weeks later, we were back in court. Mom sat on one side with her fancy lawyer. I sat on the other with Mr. Thompson. The judge was a no-nonsense woman named Judge Martinez. "I've reviewed the new evidence submitted by the defendant," Judge Martinez said. "And I'd like to view some of it in this courtroom." Mom's lawyer stood up. "Your Honor, we weren't given proper notice." "Sit down," Judge Martinez said sharply. Mr. Thompson set up a TV screen in the courtroom. He played one of the videos. The one where Mom stole cash from Grandma's purse. Mom's face went pale. "Turn it off," she whispered. But the judge kept watching. Then Mr. Thompson played another video. Mom forging a check. "Your Honor, I can explain," Mom started. "Be quiet," Judge Martinez said. After the third video, Mom's lawyer leaned over and whispered something to her. Mom shook her head. Her lawyer whispered again. Finally, Mom stood up, tears running down her face. "I'd like to drop the lawsuit," she said quietly. The courtroom went silent. Judge Martinez looked at her. "You're withdrawing your claim?" "Yes, Your Honor." "And do you admit that the will was valid and that Rose Carter was of sound mind?" Mom hesitated, then nodded. "Yes." Judge Martinez banged her gavel. "Case dismissed." Just like that, it was over. But I wasn't done yet. As Mom turned to leave, I stood up. "Wait," I said. "There's one more video you need to see, Mom." She stopped, turned around. Her eyes were red from crying. "What video?" "The one Grandma made just for you." I walked up to the TV and put in the final DVD. Grandma Rose appeared on the screen one last time. "Jessica," she said. Her voice was calm but sad. "If you're watching this, it means you tried to take everything from Sarah. Just like I knew you would." Mom's lip trembled. "I want you to know that I forgive you," Grandma continued. "But I will never forget what you did. You stole from me. You lied to me. And worst of all, you blamed an innocent child for your own mistakes." Mom covered her mouth with her hand. "I'm leaving everything to Sarah because she was there when you weren't. She loved me when you only loved my money. And I hope someday you realize what you lost." The screen went black. Mom just stood there staring at the empty screen, tears streaming down her face. Then, without a word, she turned and walked out of the courtroom. I never saw her again after that day. 6 months later, I turned Grandma's mansion into something beautiful. Community center for kids who don't have stable homes. Just like I didn't have one when I was little. I named it Rose's Place, after the woman who saved my life. Every day children come through those doors. They get hot meals, help with homework, and most importantly they get love. Because that's what Grandma taught me. Love is the only thing that really matters. So here's what I learned from all of this. Some people will try to take everything from you. They'll lie. They'll cheat. They'll even turn others against you. But the truth always comes out in the end. And when it does, the people who tried to destroy you will have to face what they've done. If you've ever had someone try to ruin your life over greed, drop a comment below. Share your story. You're not alone. And if this video moved you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching. And remember, karma never forgets. I'll see you in the next story.